Welcome to Withdraw Consent. My name is Victor. He's Jack. Blow my mind today. Give me something spicy.
Okay, we're talking about the great replacement theory.
Okay.
Now, when we talk about this, there's two different great replacement theories.
Okay.
And so it's kind of like, I don't bring this up again, but it's kind of like when you say Jew and Jew.
Okay.
One time you're talking about an ethnicity, the Hebrew people, and one time you're talking about a religious people, the religious Jews.
Okay.
You know? But there's two different great replacement theories, but nobody knows that.
Interesting.
Because they're not critically thinking about it. So my point here is that if you're a Democrat, you can go on TV and say, hey, I support the great replacement. I support it. We're going to bring in all these minorities, treat them really well. We'll treat the white people like trash. The minorities will vote for us. Boom. Got our voter base, move them in. They'll go in front of Congress and say, I am very pleased to announce that by the year 2041, I just made that number up. By the year 2041, white people will no longer be the supermajority. Yay! Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What they are is their demographics is destiny from a voting angle, right?
Okay.
Totally on board with it. Then when Tucker Carlson says great replacement theory, all the Democrats say, oh, you're a racist. But how is that possible? Because he's talking about something entirely different. He's talking about race, saying, hey, we want a country with white people in it because then I can park my truck and with my rifle in it and I don't got to lock the door, right? As opposed to, like say there was in the Walmart down the street, there was a black guy who picked up a bat and walked around and said, man, I wonder what it would be like to hit this young girl and who's 19 in the back of the head, and he just knocked her out. They asked him later, why'd you do that? After they arrested him.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I just wanted to see what it... Okay, no, we don't want that.
No.
We don't want that at all. And so when you're talking about Tucker Carlson's version, he's saying, hey, white people are being replaced and the country's becoming dirtier, trashier, you know. So there's two different topics. And sometimes the Republicans don't realize, or the right, we'll say, doesn't realize that there's two different topics. So then they start saying...
But it's really the same topic. It's just the motivation is different. One's claiming it's because of they want to bring people in who will vote for them. And the other side is saying you're just trying to get rid of us, which is also true.
Right. It is the same. It's one event.
Yeah.
But it's two different angles. And that's why Democrats can see it as a wonderful thing for the country, diversity. And they can also see it as a terribly Hitler strategy or theory or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think if you separate the two, you're going to have to figure out where you're at on both angles. Are you for or against the replacement? Mm-hmm. And then are you for or against it for both because is it just the political votes? Because you like locking your door and you like, you know what I'm saying? Not letting your kid go walk to school. You know what I'm talking about? So maybe you're against the great replacement theory because you don't want those Democrats to get the votes. But terrible things are going to happen to you.
Right.
And your children and their grandchildren, and you're okay with that. So you got to look at, are you against it for both reasons? Are you for it for both reasons?
And you just understand the ramifications of going down this road where we're going to end up.
And so people aren't thinking at it from both of those angles. And so sometimes you hear Republicans just... Why did they say that about Tucker Carlson? The Democrats are clearly replacing people for votes, but that's not why they're mad at Tucker Carlson.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he's literally pointing out it's becoming trashier. We were on a road trip the other day, and you go to the travel center or whatever, to get snacks. And when you walk in, I'm going to tell you a secret if you don't know. And I only know this because my neighbor's the one who pointed it out to me originally, but... When you go into a truck stop or a rest stop and there's water all over the floor, it's not pee. It's like water's covered in over the floor and there's an empty cup up there. What happens is people from India, they want to stop to wash their feet. So they wash their feet in the toilet, splashing water everywhere. That's what's going on there. Do you want that? And you just walk in, you're like... Do I got to clean this up? Do I got to wipe off this toilet seat? This is disgusting. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd rather you sat up on the counter and put your feet in the sink, actually had some soap. Is it against their religion maybe do it that way? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I'm going to take a hard pass on it. You know?
Yeah, it's different cultures, different mindsets, and
Right.
yeah.
Which, if I want to visit, never is the answer to that one. I mean, they got some good. Well, I guess that wasn't them. No, I was thinking about they got some good books, but that came back from when it wasn't that same people. It was
Gotcha.
people from Europe. But anyways, so I'm against it on both accounts.
Okay.
What say you?
Yeah, no, I'm completely against it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, just look at the Democrat version. It's just about the votes. Imagine Democrats saying, okay, so we got a people in this country, the majority of whom don't want us to rule them. We really want to rule them. I got it. We'll bring in people completely unlike them who think unlike them to vote unlike them so that we can take power. You've got to be kidding
Just don't
me.
be a politician then. That's the answer for right there.
Yeah. The entire premise of it should make you furious,
Yeah, it should.
you know? And then maybe you're black-pilled and you don't think we can ever get back to not locking your truck. I believe it is possible.
Yeah.
And I believe that if we could bring down the system, if we could get rid of all the bad things that have been done to us since, I'm going to link a video. 1965, it was the Hart-Celler Act when the immigration policy changed.
Yep.
And in that video, we address a solution. It's called Sabotage of U.S. Immigration Policy. That's what the video is called. I'll put a link in. We give the solution in that video, the final solution to that problem. If you're interested, if you want to know why I just said final solution, I'll put a link to that video,
Okay.
World War II propaganda. And that's my story.
Okay. So what do you guys think about the Great Replacement theory? Are you in on any of it? Does any of it seem valid, or does it just seem like a betrayal of the people who have been in this country? Let us know your thoughts. We'd love to hear from you. We'll see you next time.